welcome to Toronto. Great to have you here.
Thanks.
This is hilarious. I loved it.
Thank you.
And relatable on some levels. Not entirely. We'll get into that a little bit after. But when you read the script, you first were approached. What really kind of jumped out at you and thought, yeah, this is something not only do I want to act in, but I want to produce it with my wife.
Well, Mark Duplass sent it to Naomi and I a couple years ago, and we were just taken with it. We thought it was really, really funny. I mean, there's great jokes and everything, but kind of the funny ended up just being kind of a delivery system for what we thought was a really relatable story about, these people who are, a little bit past their reinvention period. They have a kid, they're married, they're pretty much, the die has been cast, so to speak, and they just kind of feel like they're how they are and how they're going to be, and then over the period of this one night everything gets turned upside down, and they do kind of get reinvented involuntarily, and we thought that was really interesting and really funny.
Oh, definitely. And then, even just the fact of meeting new people, making friends when you're a little bit older, it's always tough on everybody. Yeah. So then you meet this character in a park, and you kind of like, okay, I'll check them out. And then, as you say, things kind of evolved, and we found out a lot about this couple.
Yeah.
Great chemistry between all four of you. And that's not something that's ever easy to find out when you cast a film. So how did you guys when did you guys know you all hit it off?
Well, not until we were shooting, just because we didn't have time to get together before the shoot. We didn't rehearse, or I think some of us had dinner, but we weren't all four of us in a room until we were shooting the movie. So yeah, we were just sort of hoping that it would work, and it really did. Everybody just got it, and I mean, we shot the whole movie in 12 days, and it was 10 nights and 2 days, and everybody just kind of jumped in and just got it from the very start. It was really great. I mean, it never works that way. And so we were just so lucky.
And there's some really difficult material. I mean, you all knew what you were getting into with this, and you get somebody like Taylor Schilling, who, I've got 3 episodes left of my Orange Is the New Black. I mean, that girl will go almost anywhere. Jason as well. I mean, all 4 of you. So were there any times on set where a little bit nervous, or was it just like, okay, let's just do this?
Yeah, I think we were all a little nervous about some of the scenes in the movie, but then when we got there and actually did it, it was fine. Like, Jason and I had this naked dance next to the pool where we're wearing these prosthetics, and we were nervous about that, but then we're there and we have them on, and it's so we're not actually naked, even though it looks like we're naked. So we were far more relaxed than we thought we would be, and it was fine. Like, the crew was small; it was only 15 people. It was all friends, and everyone's a grown-up. I mean, it's not like,
Yeah.
And
You're not shooting a porn here. Let's face it. Yeah.
So it was totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And exactly, and the prosthetic thing. I mean, I'm sure there's not one interview that you've done for this film that you haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
But I need to know, how was it decided who was the big one and who was the small one?
Well, the script dictates who's the big one and who's the small one.
So no arguing over your point, like saying, maybe I want to be the big one, or you were comfortable with the small one, you're okay with that?
Well, you mean who deciding who plays what role?
Yeah, because you are a producer too.
Yeah, I guess I could have played either role, but I, for whatever reason, chose the role with the small one.
Did you find that you related a little bit to him, and not, just also being a parent, and
for sure,
similarities there?
Yeah, I think any parent would relate to those 2 characters. In some way.
Yeah, definitely. You've been doing this for just a few years now. Your acting career has been spot on, just going so great. And I personally, huge Party Down fan. Oh my God, what a great show that was.
Thanks.
Are we going to see a movie?
Probably not, but I'm not sure a movie of a TV show is always such a great idea anyway. But, you know, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Never say never.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just as you've been evolving, what do you feel has been the role that pretty much changed your life, just turned it all around for you?
I mean, I guess the easiest thing to point to would be Parks and Rec, you know. That definitely changed everything for me, and, you know, not only kind of changed my life, but gave me and my family and I a life for a few years there. It was great. I mean, it was the best job ever. But I think, you know, also there was this period of time where there was like Step Brothers and Party Down and Parks and Rec were all kind of happening around a similar time, and that's where everything sort of shifted for me.
Yeah, and comedically, who do you feel that you've learned the most from?
Well, growing up, my favorites were Steve Martin and David Letterman and Albert Brooks, and they still are. I mean, those are my favorite guys.
Yeah, when you work on a show though, like Parks and Rec, for sure, you've got so many funny people, so much great talent, and you know, you know, what was it like to be able to, you know, do the improvisation? Like, do you feel that you really grew from being in that experience?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think, you know, you have to in a situation like that. It was something I never took for granted, being able to work with people like Poehler and Nick Offerman and Aziz and Aubrey and Jim O'Heir and all those people. They're all brilliant, and Chris Pratt. I mean, they're all. It was a murderer's row over there, and you know, we all miss each other, and it's a bummer. But at the same time, I think we all feel like the show ended at the right time. I mean, the show was still good, so it's always good to end when you're still doing great stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And we're going to see you in a bunch of stuff coming up, and you know, we're going to see you in a movie with Johnny Depp. I mean, that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of scenes with him, or?
I had no scenes with him. I'm in the FBI office. I don't want to say too much about the movie, but I think it's going to be really, really interesting and scary and good.
Hopefully we'll have you back here at the Toronto Film Festival this fall. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. So this did so well this weekend. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I mean, just opened in New York and LA, and now it's opening wide.
Thanks.
So what do you think? Why do you think people are loving it? What is it, do you think it is?
I don't know. You know, we didn't know how people were going to react to it. When we went to Sundance with it, we had no idea, because we'd only shown it to like 5 people at a time, and then suddenly we're in this theater with 1,200 people, and we had no idea what the reaction was going to be. We're all very nervous. And then it was this crazy, raucous reaction where people just wouldn't shut up during the screening, to the point where we were worried people were going to miss jokes, or they're going to miss important pieces of dialogue. I mean, it's such a lovely problem to have when the reaction is so much that you're worried they're going to miss stuff. But then we are worried that it's this Sundance bubble, that once it's out in the real world, people aren't going to be reacting to it in a similar way. But every screening since then, it's been the same thing. It's turned into this just crowd pleaser, and we couldn't be more happy and relieved that people thought it was as good as we did, you know?
Yeah, no, it really is a lot of fun. Do you see yourself going now more in the direction of the producing? Did you like that?
Yeah, it's terrific. Yeah, my wife and my company, we have a bunch of other stuff we're working on, and yeah, we're gonna keep busy.
Good stuff.